Mike, let's talk about streaming audio, because there's a lot of it out there right now, and there's a lot of it out there right now that doesn't sound all that great. So what do people have to think about? What are some of the differences between the audio that you're putting out on air and the audio that you're putting out on a stream?
The biggest differences, the biggest differences I see, and some people might disagree with it, is with streaming, the loudness war is over. It's more about quality. It's more about time spent listening. You know, you're not going to punch up stream A and stream B like you would a preset on the radio where, you know, station number 1 is this loud and station number 2 is the same loudness or more. There's approximately maybe 10 to 15 seconds between the time that the whatever player you're using goes from one stream to another, and the ear is not going to remember the difference in level. So it's difference in loudness. So you can get away with a more open sound on it. The problem I see with streaming, and the problem that most people see, is that it's still treated as the stepchild of the on-air signal. And I see a lot of people who are still doing things like taking an off-air tuner and putting them into a codec and then streaming it and wondering why the end result sounds as bad as it does. The nature of codecs being that it throws away audio, you won't need a processor that's going to prepare the audio and make that job of the codec of throwing away the audio it needs to throw away to fit the bandwidth that it's been selected to perform under. You need a processor that's going to make those decisions much easier and gracefully. And that's what we've done with our Aura 8 IP and with presets in the Aura 8 IP that fit not only needs for headphone processing and for IFB and for news gathering and for STL protection, but there are presets in there for MP3 and AAC encoding and the challenges that those codecs have when it comes to transmitting or presenting audio to the end user.
So what are some of the things that engineers need to think about when they're thinking about the differences between processing for a stream and processing for air, and what are some of the tools that you have to help them?
Well, you have to basically, the one thing you have to know is you have to know the limitations you have for both. We've known the limitations for FM for years, and we've done audio processing and improvements in audio processing to try to compensate for those limitations, both in receiver design, the transmitted medium, and everything else that's gone along with it over the years.
These are things like preemphasis,
and the need to be just louder. I mean, that's a big factor in on air. With streaming, loudness is not the key. Some people will think it is. You want a stream that's presentable, that has a very good average loudness, with peak control, obviously. Some people want to emulate the on-air radio sound in a stream, and that's okay. But the way to do that is not to take an old FM processor and just put it on the stream with the clipping it does. Codecs need to throw audio away to manage the bandwidth that they're given. And a streaming processor will do that a lot more efficiently and make it sound really good on the receive end when the audio is recovered.
So we're talking here about the Aura 8 IP.
That's correct.
Let's talk a little bit about the box, about what it can do, about why it was designed to do what it does.
The product started out as being able to add 3-band processing to sources wherever they would be on a Wheatnet network. And just like the M4, the Aura 8 IP can be part of a Wheatnet network because it is a blade, and it can also be a standalone processor. The Aura 8 IP has a 3-band AGC, 3-band compressor, 3-band limiter with a final look-ahead peak controller that's in the back of the processor. And you can use the Aura 8 for anything from headphone processing to STL protection to uplink protection if you just want to use a limiter, to a full-blown stream processor, not only for internet streaming, but also for HD2 and HD3 and DAB broadcasting, because once again, you're dealing with a codec in those modes as well. These presets are tailored so that the audio processor manages the audio in a way that will make the codec work a lot easier, and the end result will be much more pleasing to the listener at the other end.